Chargers to the Jets. What? Crazy. 60 mil for 1 year. Happens low. Currently sitting in traffic down in DC. Happens low. Yummy. All right, folks. We back in the lab. We back in the studio. This is the Captain's Law Podcast. I'm your host, Rob, home for your sports, trending topics, and today, interviews. I have with me the lovely Miss Bianca Renee. How you doing?
I am great.
Let's give her a clap.
Happy to be here.
Give you a 5-second clap. You want it just a little bit closer to the mic.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So, you were here.
I am here. I'm happy to be here.
I appreciate it. You reached out to me a while ago, along with a long list of others. I apologize. It's hard out here for a podcaster, a husband, father, and a government employee getting ready to be furloughed. But got to make that time, man. I think it's good to do these collaboration, make these connections, things of that nature. But for those who don't know you, want to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So, as you said, I'm Miss Bianca Renee. My friends call me B. Man, I do a lot. I had to pull back like we said earlier, but I do a lot. So right now I'm focused on entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I have a digital marketing agency called Bianca Renee Creative Agency. And I'm also opening a deli in the west side of Baltimore inside of a food hall called the Mill on North. So those are the two projects that I'm passionate about right now and that I'm working extremely hard to get up and running.
Okay, cool. So we're going to get into both. All right. So you already answered my first question. What was the name of it? But so how did that come about? When did you decide you wanted to come out with a marketing agency?
Well, it developed over the years. So first I was just doing flyers and graphic design work under my previous name, Sag 7 Designs. Shout out to those folks who know that. And then we developed into an agency once I started to bring my friends on board who do creative and amazing things. So we're all entrepreneurs. So maybe I've been doing Sag 7 Designs for about 7-8 years. And then within the last 2 years, I changed it to Bianca Renee Creative Agency. Just doing research and on the business. The name change was a part of that research for brand recognition and just, being more professional and seeming more more of an agency instead of a solo dolo situation.
Okay. So how many of you are there?
It's 4 of us.
4 of us?
So it's myself.
4 of y'all?
My friend Cohen Cosby, he has an agency, Cosby Digital Marketing. Leia J, she is lifestyle and branding and social media. And then, of course, Olat, who was just here. He is our creative director, and he does photography and videography.
Really?
Yeah.
He ain't tell me that. Okay. Shout out to Olat. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm looking for marketing. Mm-hmm. What's your target audience? Let's start there.
So we work with small businesses in the area. Our niche, I would say, is restaurant and nightlife. So we work with a lot of restaurants to do their menus, redo their websites, signage, things of that nature. But we work in all industries from real estate to podcasting to people who have shea butters and all type of a lot of artisans. Let me say that artisans, people who are who do handmade items and things like that. So we work with a lot of small businesses, and we have a couple major companies tucked in the cut. But we just trying to help everybody out. Okay, make
understood.
That money.
So, all right. So walk me through the process. I'm a new customer. I'm podcasting. I say my podcast sucks. Help. What do you do?
So we hop on a call first and foremost, try to see what is the problem that we can solve. That's what all marketing is solving a problem for a profit. So we hop on a call, see what your needs are, see what your problems are, how we can solve them, come up with a plan, give you a quote for that plan, and then we execute. And you leave it all up to us. So a lot of our clients either know how to do it, like you said, you don't have the time, and then some know how to do it and just don't want to.
Absolutely. I think
So
that's kind of where I'm at.
we come in and we do what you don't want to do, what you don't have time to do, and we do it to perfection.
So you will literally run someone's entire, let's just say you will run someone's entire social media.
Yes, we've done it for multiple companies. We were at the beginning of Union District Oyster Bar and Lounge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we started doing events, all the social media, all that graphics. So we ran that page till we got to like 20K followers. You name it, we're in there. We love it.
That's what's up. All right, so I hit you with a curveball. Mm-hmm. What am I doing wrong?
What are you doing wrong?
With my page?
I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think your content is really good. You are consistent in what you're doing. I feel like you might need to utilize other channels to bring you back to a specific page. So, like using your TikTok more to drive traffic. You want to drive your traffic. You got to figure out where you want to drive your traffic to. Whether it's to your website, whether it's to your Instagram, like where you want to drive your traffic to. So then you create those avenues and those channels, whether it's your YouTube, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, and you have to drive that traffic to that one channel. Okay. So you got to figure out what is your goal. Is your goal more views? Is your goal paid sponsorships? You have to figure out what your why is, and then that will drive what your content, the content that you create. So if you want sponsorships, then you will create content that incorporates what a sponsor might want. You know what I mean? So like I would say if you know people who have smaller businesses like your friends or your family, they could sponsor your podcast, and that way other companies will say, "Oh, okay, those companies are interested. He must be doing something right."
Okay.
So I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I just think we can just figure out where you want to drive your traffic to.
Okay. Honestly, so when I started this back in 2020, I had no idea. I was like, man, I used to make a lot of Instagram stories, similar. Well, and it wasn't specifically sports. It was everything. And after a while, this is when the podcast thing started really being like the wave. And they said, man, you should just make a podcast, bro. You should make a podcast. And, I had put it off for probably about 6 or 7 months of me being told. So when I started, man, I go back and listen and look at, from the first few audios and, wrong microphones and not soundproof rooms and blurry videos and videos thinking that I'm talking into the mic and it's really coming from the camera to guests not showing, having, to really wanting to make money. Now it's, this is a hobby. So, the minute that I was like, all right, I'm just doing this for fun. Once I started doing that, then like
that's what it's about.
Things really kind of started to go on the up and up. But I also be using AI software. So
why not?
The AI software
that's the next wave.
The AI software
I use
is
ChatGPT.
Oh no, I'm beyond that.
What?
I'm beyond. I use AI to create my videos. I use AI for my newsletter, for my titles, my descriptions, my timestamps. I mean, it ain't free.
It's not.
But when you buy yourself,
yeah.
Because I tell people all the time, and they be like, "Man, I mean, that AI, like you gotta pay." I'm like, "Bro, you know how much you would pay
a person?
Just imagine saying, "Hey, I'm podcasting. I do 4 episodes a month, and I need 10 clips. I need 10 clips per episode. Man, that's like $1,000 minimum. And these AI joints is."
They like
they a little cheap,
there you
go. Because I'm in a couple of podcast and editor groups, and some of them guys say, "Oh man, AI is going to take our jobs." Nah,
no,
AI is not going to take your job. The editors who don't use it, are going to get left behind.
They say that a lot on Instagram. They're like, the death to the graphic designer, and then the stuff they show is so basic, and it's like, yes, they can create a design quickly. But it's more to that. Like when you design a brand, you have to do the research within that industry. If you're designing for a skincare brand, you have to look into how the top brands, how they're designing, what their packaging looks like, how are they shooting their content. Like it's way more than just logo and picture and then boom, you have a thing. It's a lot that goes into it. Right. It's an emotional tie that a computer just doesn't have.
No, it can point you in the right direction, but it's not going to do it for you. I just made a logo. I just made a logo for my photography brand, Marbury Media. Make sure y'all follow that. And it took me weeks to come up with something. I was just using Canva, and I was like, "This is it right here."
Because
Change a few
it's
colors.
the text. The text convey a certain thing. Colors convey a certain emotion. How it's laid out, it's a lot that goes into that. But see, I want to go back to what you said when you say I started and it wasn't perfect. People should just start.
Oh, absolutely.
When I started
absolutely.
doing flyers, if I showed you some of my old flyers, oh my God, I'd be like, somebody paid me for this. Like it's. You have to just start and just perfect as you go.
Absolutely. I meet a lot of people, and there's been a lot of people who got into the podcast game before, during, after, and they stopped because I think mainly they stopped because of time. You know, the amount of time that it takes. A lot of people think you can just get a mic and just go.
It's time consuming.
Man,
this is the easy part.
Yeah, this is easy.
What happens when this stops is the hard part.
It's the time in between. You know, from to next Tuesday or what's today? Thursday to next Thursday or whatever.
Know the days of the week, so I'll be honest with
you. Yeah.
I work so much. They're like, "What's today?" I have no idea.
So, talk to me about your challenges. What's some of the challenges you face with your business?
I think for me personally, it's my time management.
Talk about it.
If I could be honest and be real, I am not the best with my time management, but I'm consistently working on it. Because for me, I think I'm super well. I'm like, I can get it done in a day. That's not a day project, Bianca. That's a week project. What are you doing? So when you're promising somebody something in a day, and then you like something else come up, you're like, oh damn, I got that due 2 days, like, and then so you're scrambling. So for me, I think it's time management because projects take time. People think you can do a logo in a day, and you can, but is it going to be right? Is it going to be what the brand is about? Is it going to be like, what research did I do? Did I just throw it together and say, this is what it is? It's not just a logo. It's your colors. It's your, like I said, your font, your text, the research that goes into it. And it's time consuming.
I honestly think that, if you create something in one day, you should come back 24 hours and then look at it again.
Oh yeah. I've changed concepts many times. I'll complete a project and be like, I love this. 2 days later, I'm like, God, this is ugly. Like, and then I'll scrap everything and redo it. And then sometimes the hard part really is sometimes you're not creative. Like you have it and you are a creative person, and then you sit in front of the computer and just like, I don't know where to start, what to do. There's no ideas coming, and you searching and looking for different ideas, and just nothing's there. But you're also still on a deadline. You're on a timeline.
Do you take breaks?
I have to now.
You wasn't taking them before?
Oh, no. My friends would be like, did you eat? I'd be like, I ain't ate in 2 days.
No, I mean, like, do you take breaks in between, like, projects?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Now I do. Now I do. I have to.
So how many projects are you doing in a week?
In a week, maybe 2 to 3, depending on what the project is. So right now, I'm doing an EPK electronic press kit for the Union sitcom. I actually did their logo. They're on the streaming platforms right now, and so I'm wrapping up their electronic press kit. I'm working on a menu for 9010, which is a cafe bakery by DC Sweet Potato Cake downtown. I did their previous menu, but we're just kind of like revamping it and just adding some things, so it's not too much to that. My friend's book cover, he's a poet, so he's doing a book.
Book covers.
Yeah, so I do whatever. Book covers, menus, brochures, websites, flyers, you name it, graphically, video editing.
You edit videos?
I do.
What you use?
I don't like to, but I do.
What you use?
Premiere Pro and After Effects.
Man. All right, so just be honest with me. Are you using Premiere because you ain't want to pay that $300 for Final Cut?
No, I'm just used to the Adobe suites.
Oh.
That's what I'm used to. I'm used to the Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign. Like, I'm just used to it. So I work a lot quicker on it. Final Cut Pro, I actually really like. I just haven't taken the time to really learn it. Or YouTube University it.
Yeah, so so a lot of people they see that $299, they're like, damn, $300. So what I did, how it got me was I had to Google it because it's not in the App Store. Mm-hmm. I had to Google it where it says you can get a 90-day free trial, and it gives you a little code, and then you can download and use it. But the problem is, you can learn a lot in 90 days.
Yeah,
So
you
I mean,
can.
it's like essentially
I free tried a lot of things with different emails.
exactly. It's like once I got to about 2 weeks, I was like, man, let me just start putting a little putting 100 to the side there, putting 100 to the side there, and I've been using it for 3+ years. Adobe is nice. I mean, I know some people say it crashes and all this. I think that's all of them. You know, I think they all, or DaVinci Resolve. I think they all have their bugs
because they're updating constantly.
Yeah,
so.
but I'm just like, I just couldn't see myself just paying for that every month. Like, bro, I just want to pay once.
Yeah,
and be done.
Well, it makes sense for people who do that as a living. So if I'm a film editor and that's just what I do, that's built into my cost for the month. Right, so I'm getting my return on investment, or whatever client I'm working with is basically paying that for me. I'm not paying that out of pocket. I pay for a lot of subscriptions, yearly, monthly, but I get that back because that's what I'm constantly.
You mind sharing your subscriptions? Not the amounts.
I do Elementor for like web templates, because you don't have to code or from scratch, because that's even more time consuming. You can get really good websites with WordPress or Elementor and like build out really nice ones. I think that's $200 a year actually.
That's not bad.
So that's not too bad. I do Envato, which is like $33 a month, or you can pay for the year.
What's that?
That's a template website too, where you can get everything from logos to video, stock photo, template flyers. I mean, they pretty much have everything in any industry that, you know, if you're just starting out and you're like, I can't really afford a graphic designer, but you still want something that looks nice. And I'll grab a template here and there to, you know, save me some time instead of doing something from scratch. I'm not ashamed of that. But you still need to know what you're doing in Photoshop, Illustrator, and all of those things.
Okay.
So you can grab the template, but it still got to look nice.
Yeah, I understand.
So, you know, and then I pay for Adobe. I think the suites are like $53 a month. $50, it's not bad though to get all of that. And Adobe Firefly, that's becoming my favorite thing.
I heard Firefly is pretty good.
And they added AI generator and beta to all of the Illustrator and Photoshop. So, and Canva has stepped their game up tremendously.
Yeah, Canva's nice. You use CapCut?
I do use CapCut.
CapCut is clutch.
CapCut is
on the fly.
It's an app called Mojo too. That's on.
I heard of Mojo.
It's similar to CapCut. I mean, Mojo is okay, but CapCut is a little more. You can customize a little bit more.
Yeah. I like CapCut because, you know, that's where, you know, I found my little background music for the longest. When I made my post, it would just be the post. So now that, you know, I just found that little patented background music, I could always just throw it in there. The only thing that's kind of a pain is, so when I'm making a clip, you know, I'll go on to video.ai. That's the one I use for my videos.
Copy.ai is
just
clutch too.
Upload the whole joint, and it just give me, if this is an hour, and I'll just upload the whole video and come back in an hour, and I'll have 30 or 40 clips. You know what I mean? And I'll just go through it. And, you know, if I don't like it, if I say, well, I want this one specifically at this time, I could just create a customer to do it for me. But then, you know, depending on what it is, because sometimes, like say we're doing a split screen. This is a split screen clip. I'm going to pick landscape. You know, but then when I get the CapCut, I want to make it a reel. So it's like I'm going to have to crop it in a little bit as close as I can, and we both still in. Yeah. Then I'm going to have to add the music, you know, maybe add a subscribe sticker on there or something like that. So then I'm doing all that. Now I got like 3 of the same video. You know what I mean? That's kind of the only annoying part.
Yeah. I hate designing on my phone. I'm going to be honest. I hate the apps on my phone. I am a mouse. Like even on my laptop, I have a mouse with a pad. I hate the trackpad because my wrist, I hate the trackpad. I love to just free with my hand and the mouse. So I hate designing on the phone. I'll do it if I like need to, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I had a guy, I was shooting some photos for my buddy, his military retirement, and we was talking, and he said, what you use to edit? I was like, well, I mean, I'm just starting. I was like, so I use Lightroom Mobile. He was like, you need to get on that desktop. He said, you can see a lot more. I was like, man, the only thing about it, and this is what the shit that be getting on my nerves with Adobe, is because if I'm paying for Lightroom, why I gotta pay for Lightroom on the desktop? It's not both. It's two separate.
Is it 2 separate things? You can't just log in?
I looked it up.
Wow.
It's $10 Adobe. And it's $10. Yeah, so that's a hit on y'all because that's crazy. You could have just charged me. You could have just been like, oh well, you can pay $9.99 for Lightroom, or you can pay $15.99 to be able to use it
That's
on both. Like, give me the
crazy.
option. But yeah, it's two separate ones.
Yeah, they have all of the like illustrating all that stuff on phone too. And the iPad. I like computer.
Yeah, I'm
I
a
like to
Android.
zoom in. I like to. It takes forever to find a font. Yeah.
So how
like
long is it? How long is a video editing project taking you?
Um,
Let's say it's 30 minutes.
ugh, I don't know. Cause I just like I go and then I come back and then I go then I come back then I go then I
Oh,
come
so
back.
you ain't just doing it straight through.
I can't. My eyes will start crossing, start getting dry, feeling like sand. I gotta like get up and stretch. I try to not sit in front of the computer no more than a couple hours. Like if I know I'm gonna be there, I do 12 to 16 hour days. Don't get me wrong. Ooh. Yeah.
This is in an office, or
This is at home. I'm blessed and very lucky to be able to work from home.
you like to work from home?
I hate it. I hate it.
You hate working from home, or you hate going in?
I hate work. I hate both.
You just don't want to work, huh?
Who should?
We built to get up in the morning and get on.
No,
the
I
move.
have routine. Like I have routine. I get up and I do different things before I start working, and I log in on my computer and stuff. But I work from home, but I also try to go to like Panera, or I'll go to Barnes and Noble, or I like to be out working. I like to be in Union Market a lot, so I'll go to La Cosecha, which is the food hall, or I'll go to Union Market, depending on if their Wi-Fi want to act right today.
Oh, you live in DC?
I live in Largo. I live in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, and then
Yeah,
I
that's
have
right.
family
That's
and
right
friends that live right in Union Market. So I'll go to their fancy little building on their rooftop and work too. So I have options, but being at home gets a little.
I feel like you don't get nothing done.
I don't.
I feel like I don't get nothing done.
Don't get.
Like for my regular job, this is different because it's at home. But like when
I'm sitting there snacking and eating.
oh man, eating,
Listening to podcasts and the cat doing something, and then I'm like, dang, I straighten up my bed. And the dishes need to be out the dishwasher. I start doing other stuff.
everything
House
besides
stuff.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, maybe I'll clean my bathroom real quick. And what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I have to get out the house and work.
So you went to school for this field you in?
Yeah, I went to school for advertising and marketing. I went to the Art Institute of Washington. They had an office in Roslyn. I'm not sure if that particular location is still open because they've been closing a lot of stuff down.
Yeah.
But I went there for advertising and marketing. So I did go to school and learn how to do what I do. But then I put my own little creativity to it. So
I wish. I wish I would have went to school for media, broadcast media, or whatever it is I'm doing.
yeah.
I wish I would have went to school for it. I still be thinking maybe I get to see a little class here and there. But college, they be like, well, you got to take these prerequisites. And I'm
No,
like,
there's a lot of certification or certificate programs that can move you in those directions. Like I found a couple free ones for me. I just started a entrepreneur training program for women, and it's probably things in it that I already know that I'm doing.
yeah.
But it's a lot of things. I'm smart enough to know there are things that I don't know. So I'm just like learning everything. Whether I know it or not, I'm going to relearn it and then learn some new things. And then Pepsi also has, can I say this really quick?
Sure.
Pepsi has a program for Black restaurant owners or people who do food delivery. It's a free program. It's their initiative for Black restaurants where they teach you how to do catering or if you deliver food. So they give you, they engineer your menu. They give you SEO tips. They do social media marketing. They even send influencers to your space to eat your food and promote your stuff. So I'll give you that information, or I can leave my Instagram and they can, hit me for the information. But it's
dope.
free. They're wrapping up their year in next month, but they're going to restart everything in January. So this is for Black restaurant owners, people who have food trucks, or you cooking at Union Kitchen, or whatever you want to do. It's specifically for us. So
That's what's
I'm
up.
excited for that.
That's what clap on that shit. All right. So talk to me about what's your favorite type of work to do and what's your least favorite?
My favorite type of work to do, it's between menu creation, like menu design. I love that. And I love doing branding. So say like if you just came to me for a captain's log, I would love doing a branding from beginning to end, because that means I can do everything from how your brand looks.
So walk me through the process of that.
So your brand consists of logo, slogan, like your colors would be the red and the black. And we would set up how your brand looks just from start to finish. So your text, your font, the feel, how do you want people to feel when they see your logo? Like your red, it speaks to a certain type of emotion. It's like an urgency. It's like, look at me. It like that red is a specific red. It's like a number of red. So it definitely says stop and look. Like red is known for stop. So your red actually makes people stop and grab their attention. So I'm not sure if you thought about that when you chose that red.
My buddy made it for me.
But that's what that says.
So he made both my logos. My first one, my original is one with me at the bottom. And when I had a co-host, I said, well, it's both of us. So I just had just this. But you can see it there. And the other one is over there in the corner.
Yeah, I like that logo.
That's just the one, I will forever love that logo. But I'm thinking about taking this down, and this will be like my mobile thing. And I'm thinking about getting one of those signs that light up.
Neon signs.
I'm thinking about doing that. Now, I don't think I can do it for my whole face or whatever, but I think I can do it for that, and then hang it up that way, because the goal in the future is to go from this to chairs or more like love seats. And then that way, we can have the microphone stands, and then it's in front of you.
Style.
And well, maybe not that comfortable.
Well, it's like 8 people on his podcast.
It's too many people, man.
I be looking at his podcast like, why is there so many people?
I mean, if I'm full time, I understand it.
Is it though?
When you're doing that full time, yeah, you're gonna need a person. Everybody ain't Joe Rogan. Everybody ain't Colin Cowherd and all. And even they, they have people on there.
I like Theo Vaughn.
But if I can have that, then it's like now I can have more than, because right now I'm set up to do 4 people.
Yeah.
I've only done 4 people once, and it was looking crazy. We was looking real bundled up. I did 3 people one time. We were all sitting on one side. So I was like, yeah, at some point we're going to have, because I have 3 cameras, we're going to have to graduate to, you can be here, I'm here, and then I have one big wide angle, and then everybody gets a close-up.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, but I'm definitely was thinking about doing it. It happened, you're not Instagram be getting you. You want this logo. You want
TikTok Shop and Instagram been getting me lately on some things.
Oh yeah, they wear you out.
You click on something one time, they didn't. I was apartment shopping last year when I was moving, and I was looking at different apartments. Every sponsored post was an apartment. The apartment I live in now, I found on Instagram. That's how good they are.
They good. That's because you got that market. You got the ad tracking thing enabled on your phone. You got an iPhone?
Oh, I took that off my Google.
Oh yeah,
I took that off. Don't send me nothing.
I think mine is on, because I'll say something about a camera. Like I've been shopping for cameras, just looking for whenever it's time to buy for months, and every time just keep popping up.
I seen a video. They said learn how to take this off. I said, well, let me follow the steps, because I don't.
All right. So talk to me about well, I don't want to say what you don't like. What would you say is your least favorite project to do?
My least favorite, because I've been doing them for so long, is really flyers. Like, I'm over flyers. I'll do them.
You mean just your traditional flyer?
Yeah, just a traditional flyer. I'd be over it. I've been doing flyers forever.
So that's something you probably can do quick.
Yeah, I can do a flyer like boop, 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 boop. But I like to do something that's fun and challenging. So like when I do the menus, each menu is different. Each restaurant is different. When I do a brand, each brand is different. Just being able to put together different images and just play with a lot of things. Like recently I did a packaging for this company called Garden Riot sorbet. So they have fruit. It's a fruit and veggie sorbet. It's so good. Check it out. Garden Riot sorbet is so good.
Check.
And so I met her at a vendor market that I was curating, and she was like, well, I'll hit you up and I need, something. So she hit me up, and she's actually going to be retail selling her sorbet. So we did the packaging for it, and I absolutely loved that project. She was like, do whatever thing that you ever thought about you wanted to do, throw it in there. But we also had guidelines within it. And then we did different variations of it, and it came out really good. and she sent me the video of it like finally in the and I was like, this looks so beautiful. I was able. I mean, it was a challenge, obviously, because you're pulling what the person sees in their head. You have to get it as close to how they see it in their head on whatever medium that you're doing it, whether it's sketching, Photoshop, Illustrator, video, whatever how they see it, that's how they want it.
Okay.
And then sometimes how they see it don't work. So they can say, I want it to look like this, and you go, okay, and you do it how they see it, and they go, yeah, I don't like that, or yeah, that's not good, and I'm like, yeah, but I had to make sure that you saw what get it out your head
revisions
first.
And all that.
But you got to be careful with that too. I have like 3 or 4 revisions in my packages because if not, you'll be revising all day.
How many packages you got?
Well, I have a couple tiers and layers, and it depends on your budget too as well. Is it me? Okay.
No, it's like
got it. Oh, it's in my nose. But I try to work with everyone's budget, but some things I just can't do because. I have to work. I have to pay for my time and my expertise, and it's no shade to nobody. I try to work with everybody, but some things I just can't do.
And you doing this full time?
This is how I live, eat, and breathe. This is how I pay my bills. I'm contracted for another mainstream company that I can't really speak on.
Understood.
Just know that they target the 50 and up plus group.
Okay.
That's like their main push.
Shout to the oldies.
So you can, figure that out on your own. But I'm contracted with them, so I do. I've been working with them maybe two years. It was only supposed to have been a 4-month contract, and then they're gonna, re-sign us in 2024.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that, and that looks good on the resume.
Absolutely.
When you're like this major company, you work with them, yeah.
Absolutely. Like,
it looks good on the resume.
2024. I'm booked. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's okay. And, I might get a little raise. So, we're going to see.
Hey, shout to the raise. Clap to the raise. Raise it up. You know what I'm saying?
Because everything is costing more these days.
I want to be a podcast producer for hire so bad. But I'm not going to be cheap. And I don't know if I got the time.
Yeah.
I have had probably the last 3 people on here. It's like all of them asked. I even had a podcast reach out to me to just ask could I listen to their stuff, give them some feedback. I did some, just help. Giving back. I always say I don't mind paying it forward because nobody helped me. I figured all this shit out on my own. And every time they asked, I was like, I don't know, man. It was like, depending on how much you need. Because I'm like, my thing is, I feel like the only way I'm going to give you the best product is if I have to take all of this down and come to you. Mm-hmm. Like for the people just record themselves and send it to you and want you to edit it. I don't know how they do that because it's like, bro, what if their audio sucks? Now you got to fix their audio. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't there.
I'm very hands-on.
Yeah, like if I can come to you.
Hands-on.
And set everything up. Oh, it's gonna be 4 people. All right, let me put this away. Grab the Zoom H8 where I can get 8 people on the mic. Let me set everything up. I have to do that.
Yeah.
If I can do it like that, I can guarantee you're gonna get something at least similar to what I'm putting out.
Yeah, that's one of my issues right now is being a CEO or somebody that owns a company. At some point, you have to learn to delegate and pass things along. And I hold the quality of my work to a very high standard, and the people who I work with are used, and my repeat clients are used to a certain level of quality. So I've been looking to hire designers for a long time, and I do have a kid who I want to intern, and I feel like I can work with him, but it's like it's hard to find people because I'm very picky. I'm very picky about the work that I do, and I don't work with everybody. Like, I've turned down projects where I was like, damn, I probably should have took that. But, either I didn't have the time or it just didn't feel right with what I'm trying to do. And it's so cliche, but I'm a very big believer of like all money is not good money.
No. I believe that too, because I know when Ola was on here, he had asked, he said that, he was in the process of setting something up, and he was asking, would I be interested in producing it? And I said, well, I have to see it. Mm-hmm. I said I would have to see it. When I had K-Dot from Millennials vs. the World on here, same thing. I said I have to see it, man. I can't tell you hey, we gotta sit down and talk.
Yeah.
I need to know what you're
Need
trying to
logistics.
do. I need all the logistics.
Me
I
too.
need a canvas the area. I need to know, do I need another light? Do I need to go buy another mic? Like, I need to know all of that because, I see so many people out here, man. And because I've been editing, which I consider to be so long, I consider myself to be borderline veteran status. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Why not? I am.
And I be seeing things. I be like, God, what are y'all doing, man? I was like, where? Like, I'll be watching. I was watching this guy's podcast. It's called the 505 podcast, and their shit's good. They talk photography, and then they had a guy that was talking, but he wasn't on the camera. I was like, where is the dude at? Where's he at?
They do that with Kevin on stage. I'd be like, where do Joshy be at? Like, where is he talking?
Get them on the camera.
Yeah.
Just multicam, man. Like, use this stuff. So,
But I critique everything. I go into a restaurant. I'm like, they ain't even noticed that the comma not even in the right spot on here. Like they didn't spell Caesar wrong. Like I'm critiquing everything. I'm looking at movie posters and like stuff just bothers me, whether it's like the wrong text or the wrong color. I'm always like, damn, they should have hired me.
Yeah.
And like some big companies I see, I'm like, y'all paid somebody $60,000 for this brand. It look like this. I hate it.
I feel the same way.
I hate it.
And that's why, like, when people ask, what podcast do you watch or listen to, I'll be like, it's hard. Look, this is the same thing I told my last guys. I said, let me tell you something. If I go to YouTube and I look you up and I'm watching your podcast and it's more than one person and it's just one camera and y'all just sitting there talking, I'm just stopping by.
Yeah.
I'm just here long enough for it to count and I'm gone.
What is 3 seconds?
What are you doing? What are you doing to keep me here? You ain't got no graphics. You ain't got no subscribe. You don't have none of that. All of this stuff matters.
Is over the years, it's millions. Millions of podcasts created for whatever you like.
It's a lot of
I like crime podcasts. I love to read. They don't have a video, but I love to read.
Everybody don't, and that's another thing. Everybody don't need a video podcast. You hear me?
You don't.
Everybody. I started with audio, and I was really, really pushing audio. So I have a friend of mine. She's my marketing consultant, and she was talking to me, and she said, I'm just suggesting that you just push to YouTube. She's like, and I mean push it hard. She's like, when you put them link trees up, she's like, just put your YouTube.
Because I don't need a visual. I don't all the time.
No.
Oh.
I mean, just opposite for me because I was pushing audio a lot. I used to make little sound bites, but it was kind of like, man, I kind of feel like it's hard to get get someone to listen on Instagram, which is a picture and video platform. So I feel like it's hard. It's like, if you're gonna get audio, like, unless that's just all you're promoting, like, that's just gonna be organic. But YouTube, you can get a couple of good YouTube shorts, and you'll get them on because YouTube is really home plate. At the end of the day, you want the YouTube brand up. Instagram,
I can go down a rabbit hole on YouTube Shorts.
Instagram and all that is cool, but YouTube is what's going to get them people. Hey, let's talk. We want to talk. We're going to cut a deal with you. We want you to promote this. Instagram, cool and all that. Like you could have 1 million followers on Instagram, still be broke.
But if you can get somebody to sit down and watch something on YouTube, you
got it.
You got it.
You definitely got it. All right. So last thing to wrap up on the marketing. So what's plans for the future for the business?
Well, I want to just keep adding people to the agency. I want to grow that into something that we all can benefit from. So the ultimate goal is to land the really big fish. So getting those companies that are paying those retainers, those $50,000 retainers, $60,000 retainers, that way I can pay my people. That's really the ultimate goal because all of us are entrepreneurs and we're experts in what we do. So like they're a part of my agency, like I'm a part of their agency, like with Justin, I'm a part of what he's doing and vice versa. So it's really landing that money. That's what it is. It's landing the money. That way we can do what we love to do and get paid to do it. Like, I love designing. Would I do it for free? Yeah. Do I want to? No.
Nobody wants to. Yeah.
But it's something that I just love to do. I love to sit in front of my computer and create. I love to go on YouTube and learn different tips and tricks on how to do things that I already know how to do easier. Like how to make different shapes and what colors, and like I love designing. I'm just a naturally creative person. And that's just what I love to do. So if I can do that and just make a lot of money doing it, that's the goal.
Very good.
And get my people paid.
Do you think DC is a good market for what you're doing?
Absolutely. And the great thing about marketing is that I don't have to work with just clients here. Because we're in a digital space, I can work with people in different time zones, different countries, because there are people in Europe who are starting businesses. There are people in Tokyo or Amsterdam or, Australia, Hawaii, whatever. There are people starting businesses everywhere. And so with social media, you don't have to, they give you those times where you have to post between this time and this time. People all over the world. Right now, it's 8 a.m. somewhere. Post at 6:00 p.m. Post at 2:30 in the afternoon, because somebody somewhere is going to see it. So, to answer your question, yes, because there are businesses popping up. You know how many restaurants that are new in the last 2 months, 6 months that's just popped up? There used to be other places that need menus and branding and, stuff like that. So DC is a perfect place to do marketing and digital marketing. Absolutely.
And, just to caveat what you said about the posting times, man, it used to be a lot of things that I used to believe until I really found out that it was a lie. Number one was posting times. Posting times was, best time to do it is between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. I'm like, who looking at that shit at that time?
On their phone all day, every day.
The hashtags thing is true.
Yeah, hashtags.
For Instagram, it's
Instagram.
true. For TikTok, it's like, they say it doesn't. I think it still does. You
don't have to put as many.
Yeah, I think for TikTok, it's just, you just have to post a lot.
Yeah.
And definitely something that used to mess me up for probably my first 2.5 years. I would post something that I considered late. So let's just say, what just happened recently? Give me something.
Offset, Nicki Minaj's husband pulling up on Offset in the middle of the night while you on probation.
Yeah, so let's say that happened. What's today? Thursday. Let's say that happened Monday, and today is Saturday. I wouldn't post it because I felt like it was late. Mm-hmm. But then, they're like, bro, but we want to hear what you got to say, though. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear your perspective. So now, you know what I'm saying? I used to be like, oh, man, I got to do it now. But sometimes when you do that shit right away
everybody's doing it now.
From me, like, I feel like you're not really getting that, unless I just been, like, I saw it and I just put it, I saw it in the morning, I put it in the afternoon. When you see something and 5 minutes later you making a video, it's like, damn, bro, like,
you ain't got all the facts.
You ain't really got.
You ain't wait for the response.
You shooting from the hip.
Yep.
So I think definitely with that, you can put shit out a month later. I got a post I made about Shannon Sharp when he was at the Lakers game and they were playing Memphis and he was jaw jacking with Dylan Brooks. People are still clicking and commenting and liking that. That was months ago. Mm-hmm. So,
and I mean, people still commenting and liking stuff that I posted last. I'd be like, dang, I posted it like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, people are just like catching, because when people find you on whatever platform and they're like, oh, I like this content, they'll go and scroll your page. And I was like, oh, I like this. And you'll see something for 4 weeks ago. You're like, okay, somebody just discovered me. Yeah. And then, like, if you was to post about the Nicki situation, you would have missed Offset response hopping off the PJ cracking up.
Exactly.
And that's what was funny. They standing outside and he like, I'm making money hopping off a jet. What are y'all doing?
Laughing.
Like, you know what I mean? So you would have missed that whole wave of his reaction. So you got to do what you want in your own time. I always say, don't pay attention to what nobody else is doing.
Yeah, the name of the game is you got to post a lot. You got to post a lot and it got to be good.
Got to be good.
Simple as that. So I like when I see these people say that they do these 30-day challenges when they do one post a day, it work.
Yeah, but the key is to get a lot of content and then post. You can't just sit there and set up every day. You can.
You ain't got to. I mean, some days I'll put 2 or 3 posts up in one day depending on what's going on.
I'm just saying, like, if you're recording content and you want to do like a 30-day challenge, take a Sunday, record 5 or 6 things. That way, throughout the week, you just post it. That's the key. I think people may think you have to create the content and post it the same day. You can take a day or two and then do 20 videos, 30 videos.
I be doing that. I do that.
And then just, how you say, set it up and then drop it out. There's so many automated things now. Yeah. Instagram has scheduled posts. Facebook has scheduled posts. I think YouTube has scheduled posts. So you don't have to, it's hard because you got to get the content, but sending it out is the easy part.
It is. You can literally schedule all that shit.
I do.
Okay. Let's switch gears.
Okay.
Opening a deli in Baltimore.
I know, random.
First of all, what's the name of the deli?
So the name of the deli is D&B Deli.
D&B.
It's very simple. My partner's name is Debbie. My name is Bianca, and it's D&B Deli. I wanted to call it Damn Good Sandwich Deli, but, you can't put damn in everything. It's a lot of branding, obviously. I wanted to call it Damn Good Sandwich, but... So we had the opportunity to be in Baltimore. They are opening a food hall, which has become very popular in the last couple of years, in West Baltimore by Coppin State. So it's called the Mill on North. It's below apartments, the Walbrook Mill. Okay. And the building used to be an old mill. So it kind of fits with, again, Brandon, the Mill on North. So there are 7-8 of us black vendors, and we each have a different concept. Me and my partner have the deli concept. Then you have Dancing Potatoes. She does these like loaded potatoes with crab and shrimp and broccoli and Doritos and all type of so she has that in the burger concept. Cupsy Cakesy, which is desserts. Next phase, they do like the brunch. We have a couple other menus, and we have a bar. We're going to have live music. So the purpose of the meal, as you know, is to bring food options to that area. A lot of Baltimore is in a food desert, and we hear that word thrown around all the time, but it's an actual problem.
I mean, if you're talking about like actually down in the city, yeah.
Yeah, we're in West Baltimore, next to Coppin State. So in that area, you have 2 liquor stores right across the street from each other, a little corner store. So there's no food. Even if it's fast food, there's no actual where you can go and buy food and have a drink and chill with your friends or go to happy hour. There's nothing in that area for that. And that project is a part of a bigger project where they're going to put different things along that West Baltimore area. But this is the first project. So I'm excited for it.
It sounds like it's similar to the Sycamore Oaks in D.C.
Yep. So that's like a food hall performance space too. Yeah. So yeah, we're providing opportunities for black-owned businesses, and a lot of those businesses are from Baltimore. My partner's from Baltimore, so they already operate in there anyway. I think Tiffany, she's at Lexington Market, so she's already operating in a food hall, and they do pretty well. But this gives us opportunities to become restaurateurs. And then take our businesses to other spaces, whether it's a food hall or whatever. So I'm super excited.
Okay, so talk to me about the signature dish.
Well, we don't have a signature dish. We're going to have signature sauces.
Okay.
So that's what's going to kind of set us apart from other delis. I always say our deli is if Jimmy John's and Potbelly's like had a baby, or like Jersey Mike's and Potbelly's had a baby. So we're going to have, oh my God. What? The number 8. That's all I got to say. That's what it is.
I don't know the numbers.
I know the numbers.
I just know the Italian.
Because I wore Jersey Bikes out during the pandemic. You hear me? What? So we're gonna have signature sauces, which is gonna make our sandwiches stand apart. So we're gonna do hot and cold sandwiches. We're gonna do salads, smoothies, fresh pressed juice, soups, and like really have a deli. And then people in the community can actually come and buy bread from us, buy meat, buy cheese. Wow. So they'll be able to buy deli things.
So you want the original deli feel,
like
back
absolutely.
The mom and pop type of deal.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's cool.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So this is not like some chain restaurant type of deal, because that's mostly when you see the chain ones, it just be carry out in and out. But you making it like when you having the fresh.
Yeah, we're gonna slice the meat fresh.
There. Oh yeah.
So you can come get your deli meat, come get your cheese, come get your bread. In the summertime, as you know, a lot of kids go hungry because during school they able to get breakfast and lunch. So we're gonna create a summer program where kids can come and eat for free. All summer, all kids of all ages. We're going to have something called what we call the love button. I forgot where I read this. There's a restaurant that does this. I don't remember. But it's called the love button. So like, in that area, there are people who are homeless or there are people who don't have money. So, if you come in and you just like, I just want a sandwich, we can go ahead and hit the love button and then we can give you, some free food. We're going to do a senior program where we're going to be delivering food to seniors. So we have we're going to be working with urban farmers in the area to get fresh produce so that it's as fresh as we can get it. Tomatoes, lettuce, whatever, because there's a lot of urban farmers in the Baltimore area. So we are not just a deli. We're trying to do community too. Bring that community aspect.
So this is getting built right now.
Yes, it is under construction due to the pandemic. Things have gotten pushed back a little bit, and just with construction, that's just how it goes.
So when was it supposed to open?
October of last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm way behind.
Yeah, so it's just not anything due to the workers because the workers are great. Shout out to Joe, he's the developer on the project. He's a cool guy. He loves our food. So, and I love that the mill when they do different events with the NHS, the National Housing Service, they're like one of the big organizers for the project. They revitalize homes in DC and they sell them back to the community at really good prices. So we do all of their open houses for the homes that they show, and they use all of us vendors for any event that they have. They use us. So if they're doing they do a be your own landlord event, they host breakfast and lunch for their their offices. So they use all of us in different spaces to help, give us money until the project is finished.
That's dope.
It's really good.
That's dope as hell. So once this place opens, how much am I spending on a meal? I'm coming in, I'm trying to get me a sandwich, I'm trying to get me a bag of chips, and I'm trying to get a house drink. How much am I spending?
Maybe like $13-14.
That's about the rate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're in DC, it's gonna run you about $20.
Well, we got the price for the area too. You know what I'm saying? I can't charge $26 for a sandwich, drink, and chips. I'm gonna sell how many? And then we do a lot of catering. So you have the school.
Oh, catering too.
We do a lot of catering. Yeah. So right now, while it's being built, we're doing a lot of catering. And it's really cool that the kids will be able to use their, I think it's called an Eagle card. They'll be able to use their card at the food hall to get any food from any of the vendors. So then you can eat the noodles if you want, or you can come to the mill, walk down the street, get you a good meal, whether it's us, whether it's Tiffany, whether it's Next Phase, and you can do it that way. So that took a little while to kind of get that across the board, but we figured it out.
So y'all already making the food. Where you making the food at?
So we work out of a GMP certified kitchen in Baltimore. It's a bakery called Baked in Baltimore, and they have a manufacturing space in the back. So when we do have catering orders, we make everything there, and then we, ship out.
Damn, you doing a lot.
I got to.
I understand where you talking about the 12 to 16 hour days. So
yeah.
So so do you have a projected date for your grand opening?
It's supposed to be top of the year, but we'll see how the rest of the year goes.
It'll be cold.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like January, February, something like that, but we'll see.
So is this like an indoor? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's indoor, and then it's like a food court, pretty much. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So when you walk in, you'll have the vendors, and then we'll have a stage, we'll have a bar, seating, and the fun part about it is we can design our space however we want. So cool. We can paint it, we can do our own logos, like our menu boards. I think we're gonna have a digital board. So I'm also doing our marketing and design and menus for our own thing.
You're doing a lot.
So
I mean, where's the balance at? Like where's the work-life balance? Talk to me.
I do. I have it. It may not sound like it, but I be outside sometimes. I was just outside on Sunday at Henny and Waffles. Okay, then I went to 1865 for the after party.
I like 1865.
Like tomorrow, Art or Night is this weekend. So I'm gonna do that. They got the Diaspora Festival at Malcolm X Park. They got a beer and crab thing at Sandlot and Anacostia. Like I be outside.
You ain't got no kids.
I don't.
That's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
I'm blessed in that way.
Take your time.
Oh,
take your time. Trust me, because
I'm in no rush. I'm enjoying the freedoms. And I love children. People think when I say, yeah, kids not for me, they think that hey, I love children. I have nieces and nephews, and, I got godchildren. I love them. They are adorable. But I give them back to their parents.
Yeah, go ahead, get them back. Trust me. We got 2 kids upstairs, my wife and my dog. So yeah, I'll be thin. That be the main reason why I haven't really made that push, because, the more I do of this, then I'm taking away.
Yep.
So
certain things just come first.
So it's like, man, you could be making that money, but it is nothing if you're tired every day. So my original process was, let's say today's Monday, I would be editing this right as you leave, and then editing, and then it come out Tuesday. Now I just get this out the way, and all right, well, ain't nothing going on in sports.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and dress it up and put it out. At least that's better, and then that would just be me keeping you or the guests informed. Hey, I'm about to put it out this week, so I'm going to tag you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tag you in this. All I ask is just share it, or if you want to give a testimonial or something, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. So try to keep them abreast, man. But time management is, honestly, man, when you're an entrepreneur, you trying to build something, you're not doing no traditional 9 to 5, or you are doing a 9 to 5 and a business, there is no work-life balance.
I will say it can be, but like I said, you have to go back to what works for you. I am not an advocate of no sleep and you got to be up 34 hours a day. Baby, I sleep. I get good rest. You hear me?
Yeah.
I get good rest because I was in that mindset at first of hustle. And work was not at the quality because I'm tired. I'm missing deadlines because I'm tired. Things just wasn't going right because I wasn't sleeping right.
Yeah.
I was staying up all hours of the night till my days were running into each other. And I realized that I can't live like that. I wasn't eating. I'd be like, oh, I'll eat after I finish this. Finish that took 6 hours. I didn't eat once, or I didn't snacking. I literally take time to eat in the morning, whether it's my dinner. I may not eat lunch or something because it depends on what I'm doing. But I'll set my 30 minutes, set alarm for 30 minutes, and I'll take that 30 minutes to myself to either be on my phone, eat, do what I need to do. I'll do that twice a day because I need to. I have to put myself first. As much work and deadline as I got to do, that project's still going to be there in 30 minutes.
It will.
It'll be there in an hour. If I need to run out, like today, I had to get my oil change. Then I was like, dang, I got projects. I'm like, but you need your oil changed. Go get that oil changed. That project will be there when you get back. Mm-hmm. And you got to or sometimes you have to prioritize yourself and you have to say no to some stuff. Like a lot of people want to rush. Oh, I need this by tomorrow. I needed this yesterday. And I'm like, no, it don't work like that. You need something tomorrow, you got to pay me a rush fee.
I agree. Say you charge them extra.
Rush fee. And if I can't do it, I can't do it. The power of the word no, I know people was annoyed with me this year. I was like, no. That's a complete sentence. No. Not because or can you, no. Anything else? I'd be like, no. I can't do it. And they'd be like, that's it. I'd be like, yeah. No. Like, I have to take care of myself because I was diagnosed with lupus almost 10 years ago. And I have to put myself first. I can't work myself into the ground because once I get sick, it sets me back. I get in the hospital, 2 weeks pass. What I'm going to do? So I physically have to tell you no sometimes because I just can't. And I need my time to do nothing.
Understood. Mm-hmm. I like my little idle time too. I can catch up on my shows or play my little game on my phone.
I've been reading more.
Reading, huh?
Yeah, I've been reading more. I'm reading UOU by Eric Thomas.
Okay.
Shout out to E.
Shout out to E. So, you got anything else you got going on that you want to share?
Not really. I mean, I do a lot of things, but these are the 2 things that I'm focusing on is the deli. I will say the process of the deli has been different than anything I've ever done, especially finding money, capital to get this done. I had to reach into some friends' pockets. Like, hey,
So let me go ahead and get a 10
Let me
piece,
go
man.
ahead and get a 30. Let me get a 30 real quick.
Ooh.
You know, but see, I put myself in circles where I am the brokest one. Now I'm not broke.
Well, you got to. I mean,
But
you always gotta
I
have something
am
to.
the brokest one in my circle because I get to learn from these people who own these multi-million-dollar companies, who have the top Maryland brokerage firm, who have the top septic firm, who do things like, I mean, I'm just learning the top bakery manufacturing firm. Shout out to April Richardson, who owns DC Sweet Potato Cake. She's in Wegmans, Safeway, Nordstrom, Starbucks. She's doing it. And this is a person that I know, I can call family, that I can say, hey, I have this problem. Can you troubleshoot? So finding, I don't ask for favors until I absolutely need them. So they was like, you want to do a deli? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so what this promissory note looking like?
Help me out or what?
What this loan looking like? You want equity? What we talking? So, and the people that are in my circle were happy to help because they see my work ethic. They know that I'm not just asking for this just to go out and have fun. I'm actually trying to build my own legacy, build my own, companies. And they see me. They saw me work from the ground up. They see if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to figure out a way to get it done. So they were happy to help me. Now, is everybody that fortunate? No.
Hell no.
But you have to put yourself in a position to learn, okay, where to apply for grants and how to do that. But it's really about personal relationships.
Collaboration.
I'm here because of a personal relationship.
Yeah.
We have a mutual friend. And, so it's about building relationships in anything that you do in any industry. And when people say, oh, I did it on my own, you didn't. The people who are at the top, they didn't do it on their own. They prepared to be in the right situations at the right time. They say, well, preparation meets luck. That's how I got this deli. My work ethic was seen, and they were like, I think this would be a great opportunity for you. Now, had I not been doing the work I was supposed to have been doing, and I built relationships, and I respect people. I respect people's time. I respect people's money, and I do what I can to help. Like, I'm a liaison. Somebody's like, oh man, I need a photographer. Oh, like, my man, professional, got you. Or hey, I need somebody that does this and that. Oh, let me call this person up. I know they can get you. I need somebody in this. Boom. I don't need anything in return. I just want to get everybody on the same accord.
That's good what you said. That's a clip there. I'm clipping that.
Clip.
So you said, I was like, oh, that's a clip.
Yeah,
Clip
it's really enough for everybody. Don't let nobody tell you that it's scarcity out here. It's not. And like one of my people who I look up to, Issa Rae, she said something that I would live by and I never forget. She said, people always want to network up. Who do I know that's above me? Instead of networking across, who's beside me? Who needs this? And her work, it shows that.
Yeah, she's dope.
You can look at somebody that was in her web series that's on her TV show now. Thug Yoda, he was in her Awkward Black Girl. Yeah. He's in a TV show now. He's working on other shows now. She networked across, and that's what I want to do.
And then you putting everybody on. You know what I'm saying? So
somebody put me on.
Man, I'm telling you, the collab thing is something. I wish that I would have done it sooner. And shout out to Eric Hodges Jr. He had reached out to me and put me in a room with some guys that was podcasting. They was on a live podcast down at the harbor at a bar, and I was like, they doing this shit live. Like, now granted, I thought the setup was looking a little crazy, but still, they in the spot. Like, I'm like, y'all in here. You got this good. They was paying for everybody food. They was talking, and like, they was really doing their thing. I said, damn, bro. And, I had chopped it up with one of the guys. I actually got to reach out to him. And he said, man, you want to do something, let me know. You know what I mean? Simple as that. So just that has opened the door for me to meet Keenan from Millennials, to meet CEO Mikey from Vulture Pod, to meet Olot and you. Mm-hmm. And it's been cool, man. And it's like you really, really gain that support. I think ever since I started really, reaching out to other people, having them conversations, man, I feel like my platform has grown.
Collaboration is important. Because right now, my audience knows who you are. Your people know who I am. And somebody could be like, man, I want to learn more about podcasting. Or, man, I need somebody to do my logo. Like, collaboration is so important. And everybody in my circle, that's what we do. There's nobody in my circle who's gatekeeping or not telling us, dropping the gems. Not like, we are all just like, hey, what you need? And that's what I love about my circle.
Very good.
It's like, if I don't know something, I'm going to figure it out or I'm going to help you find it.
Very good. Keep them close. I'll tell you that now. But I don't have no other questions for you. You got any questions for me? Just one. At least one.
One question. Okay. What is your why for this podcast? Why are you doing this?
I like to talk. Mm-hmm. I'm a talker, man. I like to talk. I know my sports, my local sports. I know that I can get in the room, or I know that I can get in a room by myself, and I can talk to a camera, and I can be entertaining, and I can be funny, and I can be serious, and I can be informational. I can do all of that like how I want to do it, and it doesn't have to be like, well, hey man, maybe you shouldn't do. No, I can do it my way, and I've been doing it. So, and I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm having fun.
That's the
doing
key.
it. And, there was an empty room that.
If you're doing something and you hate it, stop doing it.
I did hate it. I hated it at one point, but that was because I was gauging my stuff off of other people. Like, I was looking at people who were putting out really the same stuff, but they was getting a lot of comments and all, likes and all of that. But then it's like, I look now, just looking back, and this is just growth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is like, all right, well, I still see you, but it's like, I'm looking at them numbers and we about the same, and I feel like I'm doing less, but, just building that. I think it's, as long as you got the community behind you, you good. The biggest mistake I made when I started was thinking that people that I knew personally was really going to be sticking with me the whole time. And there's nothing wrong. Listen, there is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's a big expectation for me, asking you to take time out your day to listen to me talk every week. And you see me, a couple of times a week or every other weekend. That's fine. That's why, I don't really post on Facebook like that anymore. Facebook is your foundation of social media. So posting on Facebook, it's going to go on dead ears. So what I do now here and there, I'll just ask a question. Yeah. I won't take a post, the same post I put on Instagram and TikTok and put it on there. Nobody's going to, or I'll do a reel because the reel is going to everybody on Facebook. But just personally on my Facebook, no, I don't do it.
Can I speak to that real quick about the people closest to you? I used to have a store in another food hall called Curated DMV. It was about 50 artisans. It's still on my Instagram. It's at Curated DMV. And everything in the store was handmade and So it was my first real situation. Majority, and I'm throwing some people under the bus. Majority of my family had never come to that store. It's no longer existing. I had a grand opening. I had, nothing. And I was a little disappointed, but then I had to think, I was like, they know me. They like, oh, that's B.
They see you all the time.
You ain't, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Okay. So, but I told everybody, I said, this deli open? Y'all better be there. I said, I'll come get y'all from Baltimore myself. Yeah. I said, y'all better show up. I said, I let y'all slide on the store. I said, but we not doing this twice in a row. Yeah. And I also want to comment on comparing yourself. I think we do that naturally just because we're like, well, we're doing the same thing. But I had to tell a chef friend of mine because he's really talented. I'm not going to say his name, but he's really talented. And for a while, he was just kind of like, man, all these people just getting these opportunities and I'm not, da-da-da. And I had to tell him, I said, that's because they're putting in the work.
And plus, when you first starting to do something, you still trying to really find yourself. Yeah. So you don't know how good you really are. Yep. Like I had to have. Now I don't. I'm really modest. I don't like compliments. I didn't grow
I'm
up getting them
uncomfortable
like
with them
that.
too.
So I'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, man, that shit. I know I'm good. Chill.
Right.
But when you start having a bunch of people, I started having random people like, bro, your shit is dope. I had dude DM me like, man, I've been watching your shit from day one. Do.
Feels good.
And I got a person on my audio that's in France. Been listening from the beginning. One in France, one in Germany. Been listening from the beginning. I always be like, my people from France and Germany, man, just put a check mark in one of my posts, man, just so I can shout you out.
Hey, France and Germany.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not gonna be the people close to you. My wife watches my stuff. She'll do a period of time where she'll just kind of go and just catch up. Do her spot check. Understood. But I think once you realize that you're gonna go and build a community, you're gonna go build your audience. It's not gonna be the audience you already had. The audience that you have on your regular social media now, you didn't get them because of the business you started. You got them just because they know you. Now, when you start doing something else, then it's like, well, this is here if y'all want to come on over here too, but I'm not forcing you.
Yeah.
Now, when you first start, they're going to pull up for you. They're going to pull up the first couple times. But when you get about 50 episodes later or 151 episodes later, man, I mean, at that point, I think if you've done, and this is just podcasting, I got this from Kevin on stage, and I lived by it. And he said, can you do 100 episodes that no one will watch or listen to?
Yeah.
He said, can you go and sit and be up late and do all this research, sit in front of a camera or on a microphone and do these episodes and one or two people or zero people listen to it? He said, if you can get past 100, he said, by that point, you done honed in your craft. You know who you are. You know what you're capable, and you won't have to worry about what nobody else is doing.
Yep.
So now I don't care what nobody else is. You know what I'm
saying? And you don't
want
to be looking at other people because you start to maybe adopt their style or adopt the way that they do stuff. When you just focus on what you do, you create your own vibe, you create your own style. Because that's like a lot of musicians don't listen to other musicians because they want to create what they want to create. They don't want to sound like this person.
And at this point, if I'm watching another podcast that's on sports, this is just really because it's a good take.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm watching it. I'm just gonna go and throw a comment in there. At that point, I'm watching it for enjoyment.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it to study it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think once you get to that point, you know what I mean, that's, you good. But that's the process, man. Like a lot of people be thinking that you can skip steps, that you can come in, and this is what any profession. A lot of look at the camera. A lot of y'all be thinking that y'all can just come into the game and let's skip the struggle. Let's skip the mistakes. Let's skip the
brand deals.
Let's skip the imperfections. You know what I'm saying? Let's skip the bad ideas and let's just get straight to getting paid. Man.
Failure is a key part of succeeding. You have to fail. You have to be terrible. You have to be bad. You have to do wrong. A lot of people, when they want to talk about success, you have to fail. There's no person that is super successful that has failed. You can talk about Jay-Z, Diddy. Jay-Z lost $5 million. Remember that one time he lost all that money? That's a fail. There's a lot of things that we do that we think we're good at until we do it and we're like, oh, that was trash. That we sucked. You have to fail to succeed. And a failure is not a conversation that people like to talk about. Like you said, you went back and looked and said, audio sounded trash. Like, what was I doing? I'm thinking I'm doing it.
Man, I get a laugh out of it now. I go back, I'll be like, good
But
God.
now you heard that bad audio, and you like, okay, now what the professional's using? My first show doing the event, my very, very first show, I did a showcase. I'm thinking people going to show up. The only people there was me and the artist. We was performing for each other. But the next show, I said, well, let's do things totally different. That next show, packed. And the person that was in that show said, I want you to do this at my club. And I was at Tacoma Station for 4 years doing a weekly show.
Tacoma Station.
If I didn't do that bad show, I would have never known what to do correctly to make money on that next show. Even my next show was at Red Lounge. I don't know if Red Lounge is still a thing on U Street, but the lady who owned, y'all know her. She was like, "Can you do this every week?" And that was my second show. People were sitting on the floor. She made so much money that night. She said, "Come back and do this." I said, "No, I've outgrown you. You see how many people in here? I can't do this here. It's too many people." So I had to go to, somewhere else. So you have to fail. You have to. It's essential.
We just dropped some gems for y'all. Free game for y'all. Look, that's all I got, man. You were a great guest, very great guest. Let the people know where they can find your digital marketing agency and the deli.
All right. Digital marketing agency is Bianca Renee Creative Agency.com. Yes, I know it's long.
It's
but
okay.
We're gonna get there.
It's gonna be it's right.
BRCA for sure.
It's a lower third right now on the video.
Bianca
Don't even worry
Renee
about it.
Creative Agency.com. And you can find the deli at dnbdeli.com. And then Instagram, it's B Renee Official. I got a little orange dress with a little curly hair, so that's me.
Official.
And then all of my other businesses are linked in the profile, so you can click through that and see what I do. And yeah, man, we just trying to make it.
We making it.
Me making it.
All right, look, we're going to wrap it up, man. This was a great episode. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I think it's here. It's on either side. Hit the button, man.
Left or right, you're going to see it.
Support us, all right? We done. Cap out.